All right, everybody, welcome. Glad to have you all in class today and appreciate being here. Let's start just relaxing our shoulders, and then we're going to loosen up and start our pranayama. Roll our shoulders back, roll back one more time, and then we're going to lift our shoulders up towards our earlobes and drop. Take them up towards the earlobes again, hold, and drop one more time. Up and hold and drop. Let's do some reaches up overhead. Reach up, get our palms together, grab one of those bands of healing energy that God's put right out here in the atmosphere for us to just pull back to our heart, all that healing power. Take a deep breath in and separate our palms, bring them out by our hips. Sweep our hands up again, palm to palm. Exhale right back to our heart. Another deep breath in, release. Reach up, palm to palm. Exhale right back to our heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in, slow cleansing breath. Flowing out, hands out by our hips, palms forward. Shake out our wrists and fingers now, and we're going to start our basic pranayama. And I'll give you some chimes in just a moment. So what we do, we yogis, we inhale, we fill the belly with air, and then we use those abdominal muscles to pull back, empty the air out of the belly, out of the low, the middle, the upper lungs, all the way up to the collarbone. So inhale and exhale. At your own pace now. I'm going to call into the room the pure, clean air of the Himalaya Mountains. 3 chimes. Keep those breaths flowing. Chimes are fading away. Let's sweep our hands up. We're going to do 3 more sweeps here. Palm to palm. Exhale back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Separate our palms, bring them out. Sweep up again. Exhale. Another deep breath in. Exhale. One more sweep. Warming up here. Right back to the heart. Deep breath in. Separate the palms, bring them out by our hips. Shake out our wrists and fingers again. And now we're going to get up off the mat and ease our way up here. Standing position here. After we get up, our feet could be ankle to ankle, 4 to 5 inches apart. Suits me at my age, so let's now sweep up our hands one more time. Exhale right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Wonderful slow cleansing breath. Flowing out. Shake out our wrists and fingers. Shake the hips loose. Shake our shoulders loose. We're going to do some hip rolls. 2 hip rolls one way, 2 hip rolls the other way. We don't care which way you roll first. And loosen your shoulders up. Just shake out here. Now, we're going to start with our sunflower. So we're going to have our feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. You decide how far you go down. You're going to go down anywhere from 1 to 4 inches. It's up to you. You make the choice. We're going to be sweeping our hands overhead and down. Those using the chairs, if you need to put a hand on the chair, feel free to do that. You can even put 2 hands on the chair. I'll leave that option to you. So we're going up and down. Here we go. Sweep and sweep. Now you set your own pace. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. You could do one of these for every 2 I'm doing. You could actually do one of these for every 4 I'm doing. Just keep your pace going. Don't go faster than me. I'm setting a typical pace, but I don't want you going too fast. Don't worry about anybody else in front of you, beside you, behind you. Let's do 2 more. And 1 more. Come back with our feet together. Could be ankle to ankle or 4 or 5 inches apart. Reach up, sweep up. Exhale our hand right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Slow cleansing breath. Now we're in standing mountain pose. We did the seated mountain pose before. Shake our wrists and fingers out. Shake the shoulders loose. We're ready for our chair position. So keep your knees relaxed. Bring our hands out. This is option 1. All our classes have options. Option 1 is pause position like your dog begging for that treat. Option 2, straight wrist, palm facing palm. Option 3, we're going to drop our hips down anywhere from 1 to 4 inches. Option 4, we have one more option. We can go down 1 more inch if we want it. Option 5, we either stay flat-footed, but we can lift our heels for option 5 and balance on the balls of our feet. Option 6, take our hands up if we choose. Option 7, bring our hands together. Option 8, we're all going to stand tall, bring our heavy arms right back to the heart. Take a deep, deep, deep breath in, slow cleansing breath, flowing out of the body. Shake the wrists and fingers out here. Shake the hips loose. Shake the shoulders out. Relax. Now we're going to do some head rolls. Just a slow neck roll, 1 way, 2 rolls. Now we're going to reverse, going the other way. And relax the neck. And now we're back again for our basic pause position. Option 1. Option 2, straight wrist. Option 3, come down 1 to 4 inches, up to you. Can go down another inch if you want it. It's only an option. Next option, 5, can either stay flat-footed or lift your heels off the mat and balance on the balls of your feet. Next option, 6, hands up overhead. 7, hands together overhead. 8, we stand tall. We exhale our hands back to the heart. We take a deep breath in, separate our palms, bring them out by the hips. Standing mountain pose again, right back where we started. Shake out here, hands, arms, wrists, and fingers. Shake the hips loose, the shoulders loose. We're warmed up now. We're ready to start our warrior series. And remember, we're peaceful warriors, okay? I'm going to be a mirror image for you. So right leg is forward, left leg is back. Hips are straight ahead. This knee is right over top of your ankle. Take our hands straight up, looking right down the path of wisdom. Take a deep breath in now, and we're going to turn our hips to the wall. On the side, we have our foot back. Extend both arms out parallel to the mat. Then you're going to look back towards me because you're looking down the path of wisdom. If you see any objects in your path, we're going to shoot those kind of light beam, power beams right down the trail of wisdom, and we're going to push those boulders out of the path, every object that's in our way. Touch our back hand down to our back leg, levitate the front hand up, and look up. See that heavenly beam of energy that just comes down like a beam of light. And we're sending our energy up to meet that light because we're eager to have that healing energy from heaven. And we accept it and we connect with it. The power of the Holy Spirit. We release right back into Warrior 2. Warrior 2, the most powerful posture in all of yoga. Now we're going to bring our hands down, turn our hips straight ahead, take our hands straight up, looking down the path of wisdom again. I'm looking right between Steve and Mary Jo. Bring our hands together, bring our feet together. Exhale our hands right back to our heart. Take a deep, energizing breath in. Separate our palms right out by our hips here. Shake out our hands, shake out our hips, shake out our shoulders. Now, opposite way. Now we have our left foot forward and our right foot back. The back foot, you need to adjust it at whatever angle is comfortable for you so you keep the hip of the right foot comfortable through all the movements we do during the warrior sequence. Take our hands straight up, hold, stretch, breathe. Now we're going to turn our hips to the wall again. On the side, we have our foot back. Extend both arms out, parallel to the mat. Everybody looks great. Touch our back hand to our back leg. Levitate that front hand up. Look up and accept that beam of heavenly energy that's just pouring down to us. Accept it. Release back to warrior two. Both arms outstretched, holding. And remember, it's in the holes where we build our strength. It's not really in the movement. It's in the holes. Bring our hands down to our hips. Turn our hips straight forward. Take our hands straight up. We're back to warrior one. Holding, stretching, and breathing. This time, bring our hands together first. Bring our feet together. Exhale our hands back to the heart. Deep, 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 energizing breath in. Wonderful, slow, cleansing breath. Flowing out. Shake out wrists and fingers. Shake the hips loose. Shake the shoulders loose. And we're going to do our tree pose. You might need a chair, a wall, or something to help you with support here. So we've got a lot of options here. We're going to start with the left foot. Put the ball of the left foot on the mat. The heel of the left foot up against the right leg, either at the ankle or above the ankle. Hold and stretch right here. Ball of the foot's on the mat. Now, option two, we bring the foot up above the ankle and below the knee and put ourselves right here in option two. Option three, this is as far as we go in tree pose. We bring our foot up into the inner thigh, above the knee. We can actually take our hands straight up if we choose. Hold, stretch, breathe, release. Sweep our hands up, palm to palm. Exhale our hands right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in, slow cleansing breath. Flowing out. Shake out the wrist and fingers now. Now we're going to put the ball of the right foot on the mat, the heel of the right foot up against the ankle. I'm also a mirror image for you again. Option one, we stretch our hands out for balance right here. Option two, we can bring that foot up and place it against the lower leg, below the knee, but above the ankle. Option three, bring that foot up into the inner thigh, holding, stretching, and breathing. We can take our hands up here for further balance if we want. Release now, come down, sweep our hands up, palm to palm. Pull that wonderful band of energy right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in, slow cleansing breath. Flowing out. Now we're going to come back to the front of our mats. We're going to do some forward bends. So you could be ankle to ankle again, but for my balance, I like my feet about 4 or 5 inches apart. So we're going to take our hands up, palm facing palm. Turn our palms forward. Remember, we're bending at the hips. This is not a waistline bend. We're bending at the hips and we're coming forward slowly and gently. Now, I'll show you how to use the blocks. We have plenty of blocks in the bin over here if you want to use blocks. So this would be tall blocks. This is side blocks. This is flat blocks. Fingertips or palms on the mat. No blocks. Bend your knees as much as you need. Protect your back here. Slide our hands back towards our toes. Gradually bring ourselves up. Sweep our hands up. Exhale our hands right back to our heart. Deep, deep, deep energizing breath in. Slow cleansing breath. Just flowing out of our body. Shake the wrist and fingers out. Relax. And release here. Take our hands up again, palm facing palm. Turn our palms forward. Bending at the hips now. Come forward. And you could use the blocks. Again, tall, side, flat, or none. All those options. Blocks have been in use for, let's say, 4,000 years. So the original blocks were cork or wood. We have all these nice synthetic materials they're made of now, but blocks have been around thousands of years. Slide our hands back towards our toes. Slowly come up, slow and gentle here. Sweep our hands up. Just keep the flow going here. Exhale, right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Slow cleansing breath. Flowing out. Take our hands up. This time we're going to get ourselves down to the mat. Come forward, bending at the hips, slowly down, or chair people will stay behind the chair. And those of us on the mats will be on all fours. Now I'm going to turn sideways to show you. We're going to do 2 cats and 2 cows in the sequence, but we're going to do keep our flow going in between. So to round up into cat, if you're new to class today, we have our head hanging down. We round our back up. To shift from cat into cow, we take a deep breath in, and on a slow exhale, we flatten our back, we tighten our tummy, we tuck the pelvis, we hold the pelvic tuck, we lift our head just a little bit, looking out about one tile square here. Looking out, don't want to push our neck back too far. Then we're going to come up on our knees or stand behind our chair. Sweep up. Exhale right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Slow cleansing breath. Flowing out. We're going to go back to all fours on the mat. On the chair, you can have your hands on the top of the chair or the seat of the chair. If you're using the seat of the chair, advance your hands out to the front of the seat. So now we're going to round up again, round up into cat, hold on to cat, let our head just hang loose. Take a deep, deep, deep breath in, and on a slow exhale, flatten our back, tighten our tummy, tuck our pelvis, hold on to the pelvic tilt, but don't hold your breath. Lift our head. We're just like a cow in the barn at the feeding trough. Release now. We're going to come up on our knees or stand behind our chair. Sweep our hand up, palm to palm. Exhale, bring our hand right back to our heart. Take a deep, deep, energizing breath, a wonderful, slow, cleansing breath, flowing out. We're going to come back to all fours or to the top of the seat of the chair with our hands, but we're going to shift from cats and cows to balance poses. Option 1 on the balance pose, both hands stay on the mat or the chair. We're going to take our right leg back. Remember, I'm mirror image for you right now. I'll tell you when that stops. And we're just looking out here, holding, stretching. Now, if you want option 2 in the balance pose on the mat, we have the right leg back so we can bring the left hand forward here. Hold, stretch, breathe, release, come up on the knees. We need to keep our flow going here. Nice, gentle flow, palm to palm. Exhale, right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in, slow, wonderful, cleansing breath, flowing out. Come back to the mat or to the chair again. We're going to take, this time, the left leg back, both hands on the mat for option 1. You can stay with option 1 the whole time throughout the class. Option 2, if you want it, the left leg is back so the right hand can be extended. If you're on the chair, you can put your toe down on the mat and it gives you a little better balance. Release, come to all fours on the mat. Release behind the chair and stand tall. Sweep our hands up. Exhale right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep energizing breath in. Wonderful, slow, cleansing breath. Flowing out. Now we're going to come back to the mat, and those of us on the mat, and those with the chair, you're going to stay behind your chair. We're going to do something called the puppy pose to start with. So in puppy pose on the mat, I encourage you to use a block. If you use a block on the mat, and you can use a block on the seat of the chair, you put your head on the mat, your elbows on the mat, and you're starting right here. Now, puppy pose is a variation of downward dog. Those who want will have the chance to move up to downward dog, but you can stay in puppy pose right here. You could also do puppy pose with your head on the block here, flat block. You could also do puppy pose by moving your elbows out and placing your forehead. That's a third option right here. So all those options are available to you. Those who want to do downward dog, which is what puppy pose is, a slightly easier position than downward dog. You now engage your toes. If you want to do downward dog, engage your toes on the mat. We're going to have to use our feet. We're going to press on our hands, take our knees off the mat, get our hips up in the air, walk our feet back or up so we get our peak of this roof of the house that we've formed here, this angle here, so we get our back comfortable and keep it comfortable. If we're on the mats, release down to the mats. If we're behind the chair, stand, sweep our hands up here. Keep the sweep going. Exhale. Right back to our heart. Deep, 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 energizing breath in. Wonderful cleansing breath. Just flowing out of our body here. Shake wrist and fingers out. Come back again down to our elbows. And you can use the blocks. Side block like this on the chair seat or on the mat. Or flat block like this. Or no block. We have to move our elbows out a little bit. And take our head down to the mat. Have your forehead on the mat. We're going to release now. For those who want to do downward dog, those who want to stay in puppy pose, just stay right there. Those of us on the mats are going to engage our toes, press on our hands, take our hips up in the air, hold, stretch, and breathe. Release down to our knees. Keep this flow going. Come up on our knees or stand behind the chair, palm to palm. Exhale, right back to the heart. Deep, deep, deep breath in. Slow cleansing breath flowing out. Just hold on to kneeling mountain pose right here. This is kneeling mountain pose. Just hold on 2 or 3 seconds here. Release, shake out. Now we're going to either be in our chairs or seated on our mats. So we're going to do our boat pose now. So in the chairs, you don't have to do both legs. You can do one leg at a time in the chairs. You can even do one leg at a time on the mats. It's up to you. We're going to start upright, and option 1, we're going to lean back anywhere from 1 to 3 inches, holding on to the backs of our knees here. Option 2, we're going to lift our heels in the air, put the body in balance. Option 3, if we want it, elbows against the waistline, palms turned up to the heavens, getting strength from heaven. Next option, stretch our hands straight out, fingers going up. Next option, 4th option, legs stretched out, toes pointing away out into infinity here. Forming our body into the shape of a boat. Release now. Come back to the mat. Roll out our hips side to side. That's a strong abdominal exercise. So we come back to the posture again, starting straight up. Hold on to the back of the legs or one leg. I encourage one leg for those in the chairs. We lean back 1 to 3 inches. Next option, lift our heels off the mat, holding right here. Next option, elbows against the waistline, palms up to the heavens for strength. Next, hands straight out, palm to palm. Finally, legs straight out. Point your toes away from your body. Hold, stretch, breathe, and release. Rolling side to side, getting stronger and stronger. Got a whole year of yoga behind you now. Right back here, we're going to lower ourselves down to the mats. For those of us on the mats, chairs will be, you'll be behind the chairs, and you will go, chairs are going to do cats and cows while we do bridges. So we're going to release ourselves down on the mat, hold on to one leg, lower yourself down gently. Your feet will be on the mat. Here's what's happening. Your feet are on one side of the river. Since we can make it to Jordan River, since this is church yoga, okay? So the feet are on one side of the Jordan. The tops of our shoulders are going to be on the other side, okay? We're up, we're holding. So our feet on one side of the river, tops of the shoulders. Now, when we get up on the tops of the shoulders, what happens is we will feel stress in our neck. We need to relieve that instantly. So we lift our head as little as a quarter inch, no more than half an inch. Gently set the head down again, and that will release the stress. Take a deep breath in when you're ready to go down. Don't worry about what anybody else is doing. You always listen to your body, and you go down when you're ready. We take ourselves down to the mat. Now, between every bridge, I like to lift my hips off the mat, shake out the hips, and then gently ease back down to the mat. That relaxes the very low part of our back. So going up and going down. So you keep going up and coming down again. And I'm going to read you our first card for today. This is from our 52 deck of cards from Swami Satchidananda, the founder of Integral Yoga. And it's a beautiful ashram up in the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains in Virginia. And 750 beautiful acres on the James River. And Swami Satchidananda, a man of great faith, he recognizes all religions and encourages us in our life to recognize how much people of faith are alike rather than how much people of faith are different. So, Swami says in the short phrase he always gives us in our deck that we draw from every week, know your own strength and avoid disturbances to your peace of mind. Then he gives us a whole paragraph, as he always does. Swami says, if you lose your peace, you won't be able to help anyone else, let alone yourself. A spiritual seeker is like a tender young tree that needs a fence to protect it while it's growing. It's easily disturbed and affected. If the farmer removes the fence, the cattle will come and chew the plant up. After it has grown and becomes a strong tree, offering fruits and shade for all, and nothing can disturb it then. But as a young plant, you need discipline for your protection. As a grown tree, you are free to protect others. Know your own strength now and avoid disturbances. Choose your company wisely. After all, what is the most important thing? Peace of mind. Peace of mind. We'll read our other card later when we're in the deep relaxation. Let's all come up together and do a bridge together, and those using the chairs will go into cat and cow here. So those of us on the mat, we're going to come up into a bridge. Once we get up on the tops of the shoulders, lift our head, quarter inch, half inch, release the pressure. Palms can be on the mat, or the back of the hand can be on the mat with the palms up. Whatever's comfortable for your body. While we're up in the bridge, we have another variation we can add. The variation is we can bring our hands together, interlace our fingers. The next option is to lift our arms off the mat. The final option is to squeeze our arms from the shoulders all the way down the arms. Squeeze our hands together. The arms are tight now. Hold this squeeze. 1001, 1002, 1003. Hold on. 1001, 1002. Release. Palms on the mat. Take a deep breath in now, and we're all going to slowly exhale our backs down to the mat, gently, gently down. We're going to do one calligraphy of the spine together. We just lift our spine off the mat. We shake out our hips side to side here, relaxing the low back. I find in my experience that relaxation of the low back flows all the way up the spine to the brain, calming the mind, bringing us really calming any jangled nerves in our back and releasing any stress. Now we want to stretch both legs out on the mat, legs apart, and bring toes in, toes out, shaking out our legs. Just shake our legs out. Now we want to come back ankle to ankle. Now that we're ankle to ankle, I'm not going to be a mirror image for you on this. We're going to keep our left leg on the mat or stretched out if we're sitting in a chair. So bring our right leg up above the left knee. Same in the chair or on the mat. We slide our left hip in towards our body. We can put our hand on our right hip and we'll feel that right hip tightening up. We're working on hip exercise here so that we strengthen and stretch the hip. We're doing the right hip first. So option 1 is right here. Just keep our foot on the mat. Option 2, if we're on the mat or in the chair, we lift our foot 1 inch to 1.5 inches off the mat. Option 3, this is for those of us on the mat only. The chairs cannot do this. We can either reach behind our leg with our hands and pull the left leg in. You can pull the pants leg in, or you can use a strap behind the left leg to pull it in towards your body, maximizing the stretch on the right hip. Hold, stretch, breathe. 1001, 1002, 1003. Release both feet to the mat. Stretch our legs out, legs apart. Toes in, toes out, toes in, toes out. We're going to go keep our heels on the mat, knees up, knees down, knees up, knees down. Come back ankle to ankle. Now we're going to keep the right leg on the mat. Bring the left leg up. Put the left ankle above the right knee. We're going to slide the right heel back towards our body now. Coming up, we're going to feel the left hip tightening. Option 1, this is the basic stretch here. It's a good stretch. It's a good yoga posture right here. We've got our right foot on the mat, and we're stretching the left hip. Option 2, if we want it, we can bring the right foot up 1 inch to 1.5 inches. Option 3 again, only on the mat. Chairs not to try this. Reach behind our knee, pull it in with the hands by the pants leg, or using a strap behind the leg, we could pull it in. Hold now, 1001, 1002, 1003. Hold on. Release. Both feet to the mat. Stretch the legs out, legs apart. Toes in, toes out, toes in, toes out. Come back, ankle to ankle. Now we're going to work on strengthening the legs. So we're going to start by crossing the right leg over the left at the ankle. So right leg's on top, left leg's on the bottom. We're trying to figure out which leg is stronger, right leg or left leg. Our goal is to have our legs pretty much equally strong. Hopefully, that will happen for all of us. But anyway, we'll know which leg is the strongest. So we're crossing over, and we're going to start tightening. But you know how we yogis work. We start with this leg tightening at the waistline. So we're going to squeeze our abdominal muscles and tighten. Now we're going to squeeze the pelvis. Now we're going to squeeze the hips together. Now we're going to squeeze the inner thighs together. Now the knees together. Now our ankles together. So muscle and tendon of top leg working against muscle and tendon of bottom leg. Hold the squeeze now. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. hold on, release, uncross, legs apart, shake the legs out. Now we're going to come back ankle to ankle. This time the left leg goes on top, crossing at the ankles. And we start the sequence all over again. Remember, we yogis, we're going to start by tightening the abdominal muscles. Then we're going to squeeze the pelvis. Then we're going to squeeze our hips together. Then we're going to squeeze the inner thighs together, squeeze the knees together, squeeze the ankles together. Now hold the squeeze, tight, tight, tight. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1004. Hold on, release, uncross, legs apart, shake them out. And keep our heels on the mat. We can go up, down, up, down, up, down with our knees, just shaking out, relaxing our legs. Now come back ankle to ankle, keeping our heels on the mat. Heels on the mat now. We're going to flex our feet so that our toes are pointing away from our body. So we're actually bending the arches. You're going to feel the stretch all along the bottom of your foot. We're stretching this plantar fascia, this tissue that runs from the heel of your foot to the ball of your foot. It's good to do this every day before you get out of bed. So we hold the stretch now. You're going to feel it all along the bottom of your foot. 1001, 1002, 1003, hold on, release. Separate your legs, shake them out, shake the feet out, come back ankle to ankle. Now we have to reverse that stretch. We're still working to keep the plantar fascia. And so instead of pointing out into infinity away from our body, with our heels on the mat, we're going to flex our feet so our toes point towards our head. Pointing towards our head with our toes. Hold the stretch now. 1001, 1002, 1003, 1, 2, release. Separate your feet, shake out, shake out, shake out. Calm ourselves and release and relax. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Take another deep breath in and another deep breath out. Now, at this point, you have an option to move if you're on the mats, to move, to be seated in a chair. You'll have another option to move into a chair later, but you can do it now if you would like, and we'll start our deep relaxation. You can also stay on the mat if you choose. And we'll start our deep relaxation. Close our eyes and relax. And those who are staying on the mat, anytime you need to bring your feet up and point your knees up to the heavens and keep your feet on the mat, sometimes that relaxes and helps your back stay comfortable. You want to stay comfortable, listen to your body throughout the whole sequence of our practice today. Now with our eyes closed, we want to start thinking. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Gentle flow of breath here. Relax your toes, your feet, and your ankles. Now we're coming up above the ankles, relaxing the lower legs. Now we're going to relax our knees. Coming up to the tops of our leg, we want to relax the outer and the inner thighs. Now we want to relax the pelvis and all the pelvic organs, all the abdominal organs and the hips, and relax our hips. Now we want to relax our lungs and our breath. Now we want to relax our heart and our pulse. Now we want to relax our back starting at the tailbone and running all the way up to where the spinal column connects to the brain. And we want some help here in relaxing. So we're going to call on chakras 2, 3, and 4, my favorite ones. Remember, we have these 7 centers of healing energy in the body. These 7 centers, and 2, 3, and 4 are my favorites. They're represented by the orange, green, and yellow colors. And these 3 colors now are going to be beams of light that weave themselves into a braid, a healing braid of healing light. It comes in through the tailbone and begins to weave itself between the vertebrae, because as we age, we need more cushioning between each vertebrae. And that healing energy begins to flow just like a thermometer rising along the spine. The warmth flows 2 to 3 inches at a time at a clip, coming up from the tailbone to the brain. Now, as that warmth comes up and as that weave goes between the vertebrae, we get cushioning, we get jangled nerves soothed, we get our back relaxed. Finally and gently and softly, that heat and warmth comes right to our mind, and our mind is calmed and relaxed. And now that our back is relaxed, the energy flows back to our shoulders. The energy now flows to the upper arm, the biceps and the triceps in the upper arm. Now the energy flows, relaxing our elbows, relaxing our forearms, relaxing our wrist. Now we can move our fingers if we want. We're trying to hold still, but we can move our fingers and let any stress, assist the stress to get out of our body just by kind of tapping our fingers. Now we're going to hold still again. We let the energy flow back up our arms to our shoulders. From our shoulders, the energy flows to the base of our neck. We relax our neck. But we want to go deeper on our neck. So we go inside to the throat. And we especially want to relax the swallowing mechanism, calming and strengthening it. Now we have another chance to move. We move our jaws. We can move our jaws side to side and up and down, side to side and up and down, so we know that our teeth are not clashing on each other. And now we can stop that movement and relax our jaws and our teeth. And now, my friends, we can relax our tongue. Now we relax our lips. We relax our ears. We relax our eyes. Even though we have our eyes closed, we can relax them more deeply, and we gently do so now. To make sure we relax all of the head, we relax the front and the back of the head. We relax all of the sides of the head. Dear friends, we relax even the very tip top of our head. And now we begin thinking some phrase that calms us. My favorite phrase is, I am calm. I am relaxed. I am calm. I am relaxed. Just thinking that over and over again. We can even have a chain of phrases. When I am calm, I am always at peace. When I am at peace, I am always strong. When I am the strongest, I enjoy the greatest peace. When I am the strongest, I enjoy the greatest peace. And now, friends, a wonderful thing happens, whether we're on the mats or in the chair, or sitting on the mats or lying on the mats, it doesn't matter. a wonderful light snaps on above us. It surrounds us with a big healing circle of light that extends out anywhere from 12 to 20 feet around our body. This is a healing circle sent from God from heaven to surround us with healing power. Around the outer boundaries of this warm circle is a gold band, 2 to 3 inches wide. Now all of our circles expand so that they're all intersecting each other, interlocked like the circles on the Olympic flag. We're sharing that healing energy that God is sending us with each other. We're sharing our own mind, body, and spirit with each other, and relaxing and calming. This is a warm light like the sun, but unlike the sun, it has no harmful radiation. It will not harm us or burn us in any way. It is purely a strengthening, healing light. Our pores have opened wide during the movement postures of the class this morning. And through those open pores now, the healing points of light come into our body. Once inside the body, they instantly seek out the bloodstream. Once in the bloodstream, they seek out the nucleus of every blood cell. Because the healing points of light know that the toxins in our body are trying to hide in the nuclei of each blood cell. They think there's darkness, but the lights illuminate that darkness, and gently they force out of our body all those heavy toxins. We know those 4 toxins well. The first one is all of our pain, any kind of pain, physical or emotional. All of our grief over things that have happened in our life, disappointing and sad things. All of our anger, the anger that we have because we see all around us, unfortunately, bad things happening to good people. We understand as people of faith that the bad things that happen to good people are not because of something God did. It's because we who have been put here on this earth, we haven't quite made this earth the peaceful, calm place God intends us to make it. That's part of our mission. The final and very heavy toxin is every fear you and I have ever known. All of you know from my war experiences, there are fears that come back to haunt me, even though my war was more than 50 years ago, the Vietnam War. But these thoughts come back sometimes, and we have to deal with them. Swami Satchidananda, just like John Wesley, had the same phrase. People of faith don't have any room in their life for fear. Fear is not a part of their life for people of faith. Mr. Wesley and Swami Satchidananda agree on so many things. And that's what real yoga is about. People of faith called on a mission to make this world a better place. And now that we are relaxed and calmed, we're ready to start our deeper relaxation. This would be your second chance to move from the mat to a chair if you choose. But remember, you're in the maximum position lying on the mat across the diameter of this healing circle. If you're seated, being seated is also the maximum benefit from being in the healing circle because you're seated at the apex of the circle. And those on the mat are lying across the diameter. Both positions give you the equal strength from being inside the healing circle. And now we're ready to start the deep relaxation. we have 3 stations to reach. Station number one is to bring your awareness to your breath. Notice that the breath flows into the body. It's cold when it comes in and it's dry. But when we exhale the breath, it's warm and it's moist from having been inside our body. Notice how the breath penetrates deeply to give us the oxygen we need, and from how deeply the breath emanates to flow back out again. In a few moments of silence, I want you to be a witness to the soft and gentle flow of your own breath. And now we come to station 2. We want to bring our awareness to the mind. Even as we're entering this deep state of relaxation, which we call in Sanskrit the Yoga Nidra, the deep relaxation, even as we are reaching it, our minds are still clicking. We yogis understand that because we have control of our minds. One of the ways we can control our minds is by the exercise we're going to do now that I composed many, many years ago. And my meditation teacher asked my permission to start using it in his classes. Imagine, my friends, that I've just given you a 4-foot by 4-foot silk scarf. Now, this is an elegant silk scarf made of the finest fabric. Only an emperor or an empress could afford it. Thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars to buy the scarf. But you have one. This scarf is going to represent your thoughts, whatever thoughts they are, good or bad, joy or disturbing. 2 kinds of thoughts we have. So you have to design the scarf so you'll know it. You can pick a color for it. It could be a pale pastel color. It could be a bright fluorescent color. It could be a deep dark color. It could be a combination of colors if you want. We have always a lot of artistic people in our yoga classes. So you could design to go on the scarf. Remember, it's going to represent your thoughts. But this scarf, you can make a pattern from 3 to 4 of your favorite colors. That's your first assignment, is to decide on your design. Your second decision that you have to make is where you're going to take the scarf. You have 2 choices. You're either going to take it to a mountain scene or to a water scene. Now, your water scene could be a flowing fountain, a waterfall, but it could also be a bay, an ocean, tidal waters, a sound. It could be a lake. It could be a sea. Any body of water. It could be with surf or without surf, and you can hear the surf gently lapping. But it could also be a mountain scene. That's your other choice. You could be in a mountain scene, any mountains anywhere in the world that you have either been to or you would like to visit in person. Maybe you've only seen it in a video or a picture. So now, my friends, choosing either the mountain scene or the water scene, you'll be on a hill or on a dune, depending on the type of body of water you chose. Be on a hill or a dune. You'll be looking towards the water and listening, or you'll be standing on the hill looking towards the mountains. Now you're going to take that and stand on the hill or the dune. You're going to have in one of your hands, you're going to have your scarf. You fluff it out. You take it with your pointer finger and your middle finger and your thumb, and you hold it by one of the four corners. There's a strong wind at your back in whatever scenario you chose, either water or mountains. There's a powerful wind, 25 to 30 miles an hour, blowing at your back. The scarf flows out, and you're holding on to it with your two fingers and your thumb, and it's just flapping in the wind. Straight out, it appears to be from your body, although we know the world is round. So you let go of the scarf. The scarf doesn't fall back on the earth. It doesn't fall back on you. Instead, this scarf curls itself and begins to ride the thermal air currents circling up and going away from you. Good thoughts and bad thoughts will be in that scarf. The bad thoughts will flow up and away, and you send them all the way to the sun to be incinerated. The heat of the sun is so much that there's no ash when the bad, disturbing thoughts are gone. But your good thoughts, we send them up and away, out into space, to our planet, to all of our galaxy, to all the many galaxies that the astronomers now tell us exist. Places in God's kingdom we haven't yet explored, but we will explore, as you know. Send the good thoughts out everywhere to everyone. Send the bad thoughts instantly. That scarf will fly right to the sun to be incinerated. In a few moments of silence now, just let whatever thought comes into your mind go and send it away. And now, dear friends, we've reached the third station. The third station, we've been to the breath, we've been to the mind. The third station is in that area of the body, deep inside us, between the breath and the mind. Remember that we yogis keep foremost in our minds that the scriptures tell us that we're made in the image of God. That image of God was given to us as a gift when we drew our first breath when we were born. Deep inside ourselves, in that place between the breath and the mind, is that image of God. We call it the soul in the major religions. You can call it anything you want. Inner peace, soul, image of God. It's all there. Connect to it now. Connect to that inner peace because it's there for you. God placed it there to strengthen you through all of the difficult experiences of your life and to give you strength and joy and happiness, maximum happiness in the good experiences of your life. So connect now to that inner source of strength that God has given us. It will always be lit with us. When this physical life is done, that very soul of us will be connected to and with our God in eternity. Make that connection now. It will bring you wisdom. It will bring you peace. It will bring you love. It will bring you hope for peace. It will bring you joy from love because all love flows from some form of all joy flows from some form of love. Finally, it'll bring you strength. And with these other virtues and attributes, you will have power. The only reason we practice yoga is to have the strength to go out and do good things for other people, expecting nothing as a reward. Because we as yogis know, as people of faith and yogis, we know that's what God expects us to do, to go out and be servants in this world, sometimes suffering servants, because the people that we are serving may not even have the capacity to understand we're helping them. Connect now with that inner peace. You don't have to be in a special place. You don't have to be with other people. Connect now in a few seconds and gather the strength that comes from the image of God deep inside you, the goodness that dwells in you. When you hear our chimes, open your eyes. If you're on the mats, put your feet on the mat, reach behind your knees, pull your knees in, roll your hips out side to side. Can also do the same thing in the chair, rolling out a little bit here. And we'll get ourselves ready for our meditation, our final meditation. We have to do our pranayama before we can do meditation and prayer. So, we're going to use our right hand. Even if we're left-handed, we're all in classical yoga. We always use our right hand here for our first pranayama, first breathing exercise. This breathing exercise will focus your mind. It'll bring your blood pressure and your stress level down. And it's a good idea to do it before the doctor takes your blood pressure. So, or before you take your blood pressure at home. And it's a good idea to do that, take that blood pressure in the morning. So here we go. We're going to take our thumb of our right hand, seal off our right nostril. Inhale through the open left nostril and hold the breath. Seal the left nostril with either the middle finger or the pointer finger, whichever is more comfortable for you. Take your thumb off the right nostril, exhale through the right, inhale through the right and hold the breath. Seal the right, open the left, and exhale through the left. Inhale through the left. Seal the left, open the right, and exhale through the right. Inhale through the open right and hold. Seal the right, open the left, and exhale. Inhale through the left and hold. Seal the left, open the right, and exhale. Bring our hands down. Let our breath recenter itself. Two or three breaths in and out here. Now we're ready for the Kapalabhati. We have to do 2 rounds of Kapalabhati in classical yoga. We're going to activate those kriyas we talk about, which is the heat in the body that burns up any remaining toxins that are left so that our body is purged and clean before we have our prayer time. So, what we're going to do, I'll put my hand down here so you can see, all right on the belly. We inflate and deflate. When we deflate, we push the air out through our nose. So just follow my lead now. This will be round 1. Stop. Let your breath recenter itself. Now for our second round of Kapalabhati. Inflate, deflate. Stop, relax. Can open your eyes now. We have several options with our hands now. You could have your hands cupped in your lap here. You could have them resting on the top of your knees. You could reverse your hands if you're on the mat and turn your palms up to the heavens for strength. Your final option would be to touch your pointer finger to your thumb, forming a yogic seal. We call this the wisdom mudra, sealing in all the benefits of our practice today. So, those are our options. However you want your hands for comfort here. Close our eyes now, take a deep breath in and a slow breath out. Another deep breath in and a slow exhale. And now I'm going to give you 3 options for meditation, and then I'll close you with our 4th way to meditate, which, as you know, is metta meditation. I'll close us with that. You can change your choices of the options you take for meditation in class and at home. Option 1 is to go back to focusing on the breath. Bring your awareness to the breath again. Notice it comes in cool and dry. It exhales warm and moist. Notice how deeply it penetrates to come in, from how deeply it emanates to flow out again. Option 2 is to use a phrase. Remember my phrases. I am calm. I am relaxed. Other phrases. But you could also use your own phrases. You don't have to use my phrase. Make up your own phrases. I encourage you to do that. Option 3 is to use a prayer. My favorite prayer, the Lord is my strength, the Lord is my shield, over and over again, a gratitude prayer for God's strength and shielding me and giving me the strength to go through my mission day after day after day. And we all have our mission. So now, using my prayer or your prayer, or alternatively using my phrase or your phrase, or alternatively focusing on the breath. Pick one of those methods of meditation and just gently let your body, mind, and spirit slide into a meditative state as we sit and relax and calm. Metta meditation, my friends, is all about goodness, loving kindness, doing good things for others, expecting nothing in return because it's what God expects us to do. If we're focused on some reward for doing the good, then we become attached to the reward and we forget about God wants us to find ways to bless whoever we're helping in every way that we, with our talents, are able to do it. We have 4 standard phrases that most meditation teachers teach. The first phrase is, "May I be free from danger." We're talking here about physical dangers of the world, of which there are plenty, as we know. But we're also talking about the dangers of the mind that come back to haunt us, like difficult times you've been through, such as my war experiences. Dealing with those time and again, all those difficult times. The second phrase is, "May I be happy." The pursuit of happiness is something the founders of our republic thought was important. You're not a free person unless you can pursue happiness. The third phrase, "May I be healthy." We're all entitled to good health. We're all here working hard to be in good health because we're pursuing the mind, body, and spirit experience that people of faith use to be as strong as we can be so we can do the most good that we can do. Yoga and Wesleyan theory very much together there. And finally, "May I live with ease," E-A-S-E. Swami tells us that the opposite of ease is dis-ease. When we're on our mission out in this world, seeing how to be a blessing to as many people as we can that we encounter. When we're out there doing our mission, we want to flow through it. We don't want to feel like we're standing in a pool of water up to our neck, that in order to move, we have to force our way against gravity through that water. We want to flow like yogis. We want to flow like dancers through our routine, helping people, making this world a better place. So those are the I forms, but we all know there's also a U form. The reason we have a U form is because there are a lot of people in this world that we know that are going through some crisis in their life right now. Some of them even have more than one crisis. It could be a health crisis. It could be a financial crisis, economic crisis, job crisis, which leads to economic crisis. We know people that are fighting for their lives right now. We know people that are in war zones, and they don't know if they're going to make it through this day, all across this warring world at present. And we know that our God is with them, and we want to bless them and send them our blessing for strength so that they come out. And so we can use the U form now instead of the I form and say, and we bring those people into our circle. They're inside our healing circles we established and that are all interlocked together. We bring them in. We bring them in gently and softly, and they're here with us. We can fit millions of people in this room if we want to bring that many people in, because we're bringing them in spirit through the power of our mind, body, and spirit and the Holy Spirit. We can bring them here. They're with us, and we're with them, and we say to them, may you be free from danger. May you be happy. May you be healthy. May you live with ease. And now, my friends, since they brought those folks in, we can shift to the third form of metta meditation, which is the we form. We have brought them here with us. We are all together. You can think or say with me, may we be free from danger. May we be happy. May we be healthy. May we live with ease. When you hear our chimes, open your eyes. Sweep our hands up overhead, palm to palm. I'm going to stand to salute you. Just hold your position wherever you are. As we say at the end of every class, Namaste. My spirit honors your spirit. My friends, take your light and your strength into this often violent, dark, and troubled world. As God calls us to be a blessing to everyone you encounter, I know every one of you lives your life this way now, and we're blessed to have you here. And God's blessing go with you, and I'll give you a chime to send you on your way.